Hi everyone, welcome to today's yoga class. So today's yoga class will be done mostly on a chair, but also at the end on our mats. So if you can set yourself up with a chair, you can grab a yoga mat or a blanket or a towel or something to just keep nearby, or you can set it up as I have it underneath the chair, just making sure you're not going to slip around too much. And then you'll see I have a yoga strap, so you can just get yourself a piece of rope, a belt, a pair of leggings, anything that might look like a strap, and just place it in front of you on the floor. And then you'll see I have a yoga block and a blanket on the side. Don't worry if you don't have any props with you, but if you do, you can set yourself up with a nice thick blanket. You can just fold it up or roll it into a little ball, or like a nice long ball. And if you do have a yoga block or a Pilates block, please bring it. Otherwise, you can use the rolled up towel, or you could even use a book and we'll put the blanket on top. All right, so set your space up. Don't worry if you don't have any of these props. Otherwise, just a chair and a yoga strap will be perfect. All right, and then come down to a seat. Just make sure that the feet can touch the ground. If they don't touch the ground, just place some books underneath just to raise them slightly, just so that we've got knees in line with our hips. We're sitting tall through the spine. We're not leaning back onto our chair. We're sitting with a lovely long back. Tucking the chin a little bit in towards the chest, pushing the head back so that it's in line with the spine, relaxing the shoulders and closing the eyes. So we're just going to start with some breath work in the beginning. So Ujjayi breath. We'll start straight away with lovely deep inhales through the nose, deep exhales through the nose, placing your tongue at the top of the mouth. So just press your tongue up, close your lips, and just find this very slight elongation of the inhalation and slight elongation of the exhalation. And just allow it to start flowing naturally. It might feel a bit rigid in the beginning. Don't worry, just allow it to start moving in its most natural form. And just calming the nervous system, calming the mind, settling the body, just settling into your space. Good, and then try and keep the same rhythm of breath. We're just going to add a little bit of movement meditation, just to keep us in our bodies, just to bring us right into the present moment. So turning the arms into almost a bowl-like shape, lifting the elbows out to the side, spreading the fingers and drawing them inwards, staying with the same breath, lovely deep inhale as you come all the way up through the nose. Take the arms up, hold the breath in the body, and then just expand through the arms a little bit here. And then as you start to exhale, you'll bring the arms all the way back down. Breathing out through the nose. Breathing in as you come up, moving to your own breath. Don't worry if it's not at the same time as mine. Good, let's take two more. And then relax the hands all the way back down onto your knees or thighs. You can just rub up and down, rolling the shoulders back and down. And then when you feel ready, starting to open up the eyes, we're going to go a little bit deeper. Sweep the arms all the way up towards the ceiling, press the palms together, and then slide the hands all the way down to the heart. And then breathing in as you open, puff the chest out, stretch into the rib cage and the tummy, squeeze the elbows back. And then exhale as you round, push into your spine. And then breathe in, bring it all the way back in towards the chest, and then exhale, push it all the way down. And then breathing in, sweep the arms all the way up, bring the palms together, slide the hands all the way down. And again, breathing in, start to open, stretch the front body. Exhale as you push into the back body, Inhale, bring it all the way back in, and then exhale, push it all the way down, starting to heat up the upper body, breathing in all the way up. Lots of expansive movements. Exhale as you come down. Stay with your breath, breathing in, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, bring it all the way back in. Exhale, push it all the way down. Breathing in, sweep the arms all the way up, palms meet. Exhale, hands come down. Good, 2 more. Breathing in, open. Exhale as you round. Inhale, bring it all the way back in. Exhale, push it all the way down. Good, breathing in. Last one, stretch the arms up, palms meet, hands come down. Last one, breathing in, open up the throat. Exhale as you round. Breathing in, bring it all the way back in. Exhale, push it all the way down. Sweep the arms up, 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 look up. Bring the palms together, slide the hands down to the chest. Good, relax the shoulders. Still pressing the feet into the ground, making sure the knees are in line with the hips, and then pushing the hands away, so almost stretching into the heel of the hands, stretching into the fingers and the wrists. And then we take our left arm underneath the right, so crisscross them over, swivel them around, touch the palms or maybe hold onto the thumbs, and then lift the elbows slightly, open up the throat, look up. And then it's a very slight bend forward, so we're going to keep the bottoms purely grounded onto the chair, so the sit bones stay grounded. We're just folding halfway and then pushing into the spine, so it's almost like you're pushing into the middle and upper back, almost like you're spreading your wings out. And then as you unravel, squeeze the elbows in towards the rib cage, spread the hands, look up, 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 and then release. Let's give the shoulders a lovely big round loop. Good, and then we'll try again. So we'll take the arms all the way out. This time, right arm comes underneath the left. Swivel the arms around. Touch the palms or hold into the thumbs. Lift the elbows slightly. Lift the gaze, so open the throat. And then start to fold. Keep the bottom grounded. Push into the shoulder blades a little bit. Push into the spine. Maybe tuck the chin into the chest. Good, and then rise up and then unravel. Squeeze the elbows towards the rib cage. Lift yourself up and then release the arms. Give yourself one lovely big shoulder loop up, back, and down. Good. Shake out the wrists, shake out the hands. And then we sweep the arms up towards the ceiling, so lift them all the way up. We're going to twist over to your left, so split the arms, right hand to the outside of the left knee, left hand comes to the top of the chair, and you're going to twist your torso all the way around. So twist your neck over your left shoulder, give your neck a really nice stretch. And then it's quite good practice to take your eye gaze as far left as you can as well, just to exercise the eyeballs, exercise the sight. Good, and then unravel, take the arms all the way up towards the ceiling, same to the other side, over to the right. So left hand to the outside of the right knee, right hand to behind your chair, and then start to twist yourself towards the right, so looking over the right shoulder. And then taking your eye gaze as far right as you can. Keep breathing, so make sure that you're not holding the breath here. We want that internal massage into the belly. Good, and then unravel, come all the way back to the center. Good, and then we'll start with our legs a little bit. So we'll take our left leg, cross it over the right thigh, the knee or the thigh, open it up nice and wide. Now flare into the left toes. So we really want to focus on our feet here. We want a lovely strong arch in that left foot. And we're going to hold our foot with the right hand, hold our knee with the left hand. You're going to lengthen through the spine and just bow tummy to thigh. So keep that chest rolling back, keep those shoulders nice and open. And then look forward. So you just should feel a nice little stretch in that left glute muscle, opening up into that left hip. Good, and then lift yourself up. Take your left hand to your left toes or to the left calf. And you're just going to lift that left knee up. And again, just playing a little bit with the hip here by just drawing that knee back. Good, and then place it all the way back down. And then we'll do the same with the other one. So we'll take that right leg, cross it over the left thigh, find that lovely strong arch in the right foot, flare into the right toes to protect the knee. Open up that right hip or thigh, and then just small bend forward. You don't want to put too much pressure on the knee. We just want to open up into the hip. We want to stretch into the glute. So keep that right foot flexed. Keep the chest open. Don't hunch over or fold over too much. Good, and then rise. Take the right hand to the right toes or the right calf, or even just hold the top of the knee wherever it feels most comfortable, and draw that right knee back. So just playing with that right hip a little bit. Good, and then release. All right, we'll start to get up. So you can start to stand. We'll take our lovely strap here, and then we'll take our block or your rolled up blanket or towel or even a book, and we're just going to place it on the inner thighs, inner upper thighs. If you don't have a block or a blanket, please don't worry. You're just going to pretend there's a block in between your thighs, and we're going to squeeze that block. So the minute that we squeeze that block, we start to firm in and around our quads, we firm around our tummy, our shoulders roll back. So it activates everything from the feet up. Make sure that your feet are equal distance apart, spread your toes nice and wide. And then we take our strap, both parts of the strap, nice wide grip, so a little wider than shoulders. We're going to squeeze our block and then lift the arms up, take them back a little bit. Same breath that we did earlier. Exhale, come all the way down. The next time we hold, so deep breath in as you rise. Hold it up, up, up. Now pull on your strap, squeeze your block, and let's roll up. Just testing our balance. Exhale as you roll down. Just keep going as you roll up. Exhale as you roll down. Keep going. Strengthening from feet up. Keep squeezing the block. Okay, keep pulling on your strap. Take 2 more. And last one, hold. Lift yourself right up onto the balls of the feet. Squeeze your block, tuck the belly button back, lengthen through the spine, and lift through the arms as you pull your strap. And then exhale, roll down. Take the arms all the way back down. Good. Just roll the shoulders back and down, and then turn heels in, toes out. Spread the toes nice and wide. Squeeze your block or your imaginary block or your blanket. Firm around the quads, and we'll do the same thing. You're going to hold onto your strap, squeeze, 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 take the arms all the way up, lift up, and rise. Squeeze your block hard here. Exhale, come down. And again, breathing in, lift. Exhale, come down. Keep pulling on your strap, lift. Exhale, come down. Don't worry if you wobble around, just invite the wobbles and just keep working on it. And again, breathing in, rise. Exhale, 2 more, breathing in. Exhale, last one, hold, lift, 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 pull onto your strap, and relax, come all the way back down. Good, rolling the shoulders back and down. You can just place your strap down next to the mat or next to your chair. You can just place whatever you are using in between your thighs. And now we come onto the chair. So you can just turn the chair to face your side. So I'll do mine from the side like this so I don't knock into the wall. So just holding the side of the chair, we're going to start a little bit of lymph work within our legs just to start preparing for the next stage. So you can just take your hand to the opposite hip. You're going to step away from the chair. The leg that's closest to the chair is going to swing from the hip. So you're swinging kind of from that top groin or hip line. So we're sort of cleansing around the lymph nodes, around the groin. We're starting to cleanse in and around the joints. Just waking up and switching on all the blood flow, stimulating the lymphatic system, and then just finding that ujjayi breath that we started with. Lovely deep breaths in through the nose, deep long breaths out through the nose, closing the mouth and placing the tongue at the top of the palate. Good, 2 more breaths. And slow it down. Good. All right, we're just going to take that leg forward a little bit, just point and flex a couple of times, roll the ankle, and then change direction. And then just bend the knee up and down. Good, and then we come into our figure of 4 like we did earlier. So just shake out the standing leg. It might feel a little bit sore, like it's working a little bit hard. We're going to keep our right hand onto the chair. You're going to cross the right leg over that left leg, flare into the right toes, and then we're going to start bending that left knee. So standing figure of 4. If this is too much for you, you're welcome to do it on the chair again. Opening up through the chest, just bending a little bit here, squeezing into the left bottom, but still holding onto the chair. Unless you want to test your balance here, you can take your hands into the chest and start to come down a little bit more. Otherwise, one hand is on the chair, the opposite hand can just be to the side. Good, and then rise, lift that right knee all the way up. You can take your hands around the right knee or just one hand holding onto the chair. I'm just going to squeeze it in and then place it all the way back down. Good, and then we'll swap so you can start to move over to the other side. So just turn yourself around or move your chair around in your space. The right leg is standing still now, left leg or the closest leg towards your chair is swinging. So swinging from the groin, keeping it as effortless as possible, bending the standing leg just a little bit, just so we're not pushing into the joint, and then finding your breath. Good. 3 more breaths. And slow it down. Keep the left hand or whatever hand you're using onto the chair. And then just start to point and flex that left foot. And then lovely deep rolls, one to each side. And then bending that left knee up and down a couple of times. And then crossing left leg over the right side, flaring into the left toes, keeping the right hand either on the hip or out to the side, left hand onto your chair, and then starting to bend down, tucking the belly button in and back, shoulders stay open. Maybe you challenge yourself here and take the hands into the chest, shoulders rolled back still. Maybe the hand stays on the chair, see how you feel. And then slowly rise, squeeze that left knee up, and you can just take that right hand onto the left knee, squeeze it in, or again, challenge here, taking both hands and squeezing that knee in, and then releasing, and placing it all the way down. All right, we're gonna start coming into a few twists. Before we do that, we come into full lymph swings to create a little bit of heat, but also just to get everything stimulated on the internal body. So our lymph swings, now that our feet are warmed up, you can come onto a carpet or you can stay on a mat here. Just make sure that you're not slipping around too much. You're going to lift up onto the balls of the feet, take the arms up, and as you exhale, you're going to swoosh the breath out, bend the knees, and try and come up onto the heels. If the feet don't work for you, don't worry, keep the feet flat. But if the feet can work, it looks like this. Keep it as effortless as possible, so really just allow the arms to swing. Good, and just finding that kind of coordination and balance as you come down without trying too hard, just enjoying a full flush. And it's a breath in and a swoosh out. 10 more. Last one. And shake it out. Good. And then just realign your mat if you've got your mat down. And then come into a standing position. So you're just going to bend the knees slightly, keep the feet about hip distance apart, turn the palms to face forward, roll the shoulders back, close the eyes, and just start to feel the aliveness in the body, feel the heart beating, feel it pumping, and start to find that ujjayi breath again. So deep inhales through the nose, deep exhales through the nose, placing the tongue at the top of the mouth. And just settling the heart rate, cooling the body down with breath, and breath control. Good. Take one more full breath in. Sigh the breath out. And then open your eyes when you feel ready. All right, shake it out. We're going to start with our twists. So you can take your chair now. We'll place our chair in front of us. And we're going to take the left foot onto the chair. So you're going to place it into the middle of the chair. We're going to take the right arm forward, take the right palm to the outside of the left knee, kind of like we did earlier, but now twisted, and then sweep that left arm out behind you. So you're going to take that left arm straight and strong, the palms facing forward. Now tuck the belly button in and back, try and lengthen a little bit through the spine here, and then maybe challenge your balance by looking back towards the left hand. If that's too much, you could just look straight ahead. Good, or straight to the side. Good. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you can take that left hand behind your back, cross it all the way behind, and then use that hand plus the right hand to pull yourself into a deeper twist over to the left. And then maybe take your eye gaze as far left as you can. Good. Take one more breath. And then come back towards the center, unravel. Good. Take the hands into the chest, so shoulders roll all the way back, lengthening through the spine. We're twisting a little bit deeper now. Taking your arms over to the left, you're going to hook the right elbow over the left knee, press the palms together, and then start to look all the way over that left elbow or left shoulder. Tucking the belly in and back again. Now don't resist the breath. Try and breathe into the stomach whilst it's twisted. Maybe taking the gaze a little bit further, finding that balance through the core, through the legs. Good, and then coming all the way back towards the center, you can take your hands to the top of the chair to start with. We're going to walk that foot forward, place the heel down, and then the toes up. So we've got this lovely long stretch in the back of that left leg. You can hold onto the sides of the chair and just start to bow the forehead down. So now we're taking a nice little forward fold. It might be really strong, so you might want to keep your hands on the top of the chair. And then just giving yourself a lovely deep stretch into that left leg, wrapping that right hip forward, left hip back just slightly. Flex into the feet, flare into the toes. Keep the shoulders drawn back and the neck long. Good, and then release. Good, you can bend it and just bring that foot all the way off. And then standing tall, we'll do the same on the other side. Good, right foot comes onto your chair, so into the middle of the chair. We take the left arm forward, cross the left hand to the outside of the right knee, right arm sweeps back, spread into the fingers, palm faces forward. Maybe look back towards the right hand. And then if you want to go a little bit deeper, you could cross that right arm behind your back and then use the hands to push into the body to roll your head over that right shoulder a little bit more. You should feel a really lovely opening here. Take the eye gaze as far right as you can. Good, and then slowly unravel. Bring the palms in towards the heart. And then relax the shoulders, stand tall through the spine. We twist over to the right, hook the left elbow over the right knee, palms touch. And then as you press into them, you start to look over your right shoulder. Taking the gaze up or over to the right shoulder. Finding that balance. And releasing, coming back towards the center. Hands to the tops of the chair, heel down, toes up, draw that right hip back slightly, left hip forward, and then take your stretch here as you need to. So tummy tucks in and up, bow the forehead down, keep the shoulders back, the neck long. It's like this elongation from the chest all the way to the throat. Keep breathing. Good, and then release, come forward and step yourself all the way off. Good. Let's equalize everything with the downward dog stretch on our chairs. So hands can come onto the base of the chair. Make sure they're equal distance apart. Spread fingers and then walk your legs back about as wide as a mat or just as wide as, a little bit wider than hip distance. And then start to push the arms down. So it's almost like you're trying to get the heart through the shoulders, but keep the neck long still. Tuck the belly button in and back and then lift through your hamstrings. It's almost like you're lifting the bottom and you're pulling the hamstrings yourself. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep sigh out. Good. And then walk yourself all the way back. All right, we come into a couple of standing poses. So we'll start with our pyramid pose twist. So we've been working on our twists now, so we're fully prepared for our positioning. So we'll start with our left foot forward. We're going to step it towards the middle of the chair, or the legs of the chair. Take the right leg back, and then you've got heel to heel alignment. We're wrapping that right hip forward, and our hip bones are both facing the chair. Take the arms up towards the ceiling, reach forward, take the hands to the tops of the chair, then take them to the middle of the chair, and maybe this is where you stay. So you can start to bow forward as if you're trying to get your forehead towards the chair. If you want to go a little bit further, you could take your hands to the legs of the chair and try and get that forehead down. Now wrap that right hip forward, keep the back heel grounded, firm around the knees, and keep the legs straight. Deep breaths. Good, and then slowly rising, come back the same way. This time we stay with our hands on the middle of the chair. You're going to take your right hand kind of in line or just slightly towards the right of that left foot on the top or on the middle of the chair. We're going to start twisting our hip so that that right hip wraps forward a little bit more. You can turn the right foot out towards the right a little bit. Take the left hand to your left hip and then start to open up towards the left. So we're rolling that left shoulder open. Our legs are staying straight. The back heel is still grounded. We're firming around the knees, so not too much pressure on the joints. Maybe we take that left arm up towards the ceiling. Maybe you want to take the left arm behind your back like we did before, and then start to twist yourself over your left shoulder. Good, finding balance, finding stability even whilst we're twisting. Keep breathing. Lovely. Come back the same way. So take that left arm back up towards the ceiling. Left arm comes back down towards the front of the mat. Then we lift up the back foot. Take it back a little wider. So we come up onto the ball of the foot. We find that lovely strong arch of the back heel. And then start to bend that front knee. Take it towards the chair. And then sweep the arms up towards the ceiling. Squeeze into your right bottom a little bit. And we're going to twist over to the left. Inhale, come back towards the center. Warrior two, ground the back heel to turn a 95-degree angle, so still in line with that front foot, and then spread the arms forward. Now check your front knee, make sure it doesn't knock in, keep it in line with your chair. And then we reverse, right hand down to the right side, turn the front palm, keep the front knee bent as we just stretch that left arm up and over. Good, and then swivel yourself out, hands down onto the middle of the chair, lift up the back heel, step the left leg back, and come into your downward dog. Press the palms down, full stretch into the back of the legs, lift the hamstrings, tuck the belly button in, and walk yourself all the way back. Good, rolling the shoulders back and down, take a full breath in, and a full breath out. And we move on to the other side. Right foot steps to the middle of the chair. Left leg steps back about a meter distance, heel to heel alignment, wrapping that left hip forward. So you've got hip bones facing the front of the chair. Arms sweep all the way up, firm around the knees as you reach forward. Hands to the tops of the chair and then take them down to the base of the chair or the middle of the chair. Stay here if that's enough and start to fold. Legs are straight. We're wrapping left hip forward, right hip back. We're firming around the knees so we're not putting too much pressure around the joints. And then maybe taking the hands to the legs of the chair and coming down a little bit further. So it almost looks like a giraffe drinking water over a lovely long leg. Breathe. Good, and then slowly coming back the same way, so come back into the middle of the chair, turn the back foot a little more towards the left, but keep that left hip wrapping forward. So we're going to take the left hand to the middle of the chair now, right hand to the right hip, twist yourself over to the right, and then maybe look over the right shoulder, maybe that's where you stay. Or you could take the right arm up towards the ceiling, you could look up or you can look straight ahead. Or if you want to challenge yourself a little, take the right hand behind your back and then start to twist yourself over your right shoulder. Okay, come back the same way. So right arm comes up, right hand comes down. Start to bend the front knee, lift up the back heel, take it back a little bit, that left foot. The hips are still facing forward. Firm around that back thigh, squeeze into the left bottom as the arms reach up towards the ceiling. And then start to twist over to the right. So split the arms, sink a little bit deeper. Inhale, come back to the center, ground the back heel to a 90-degree angle over to the left, and then split the arms forward. Check your front knee, make sure it doesn't knock in, keep it in line with the chair. And then left hand, left thigh, turn the front palm, reverse as you take that right arm all the way up and over. And then swivel both hands down to your chair, lift up the back heel, step the right leg back, and stretch, downward dog. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Good, and then we walk ourselves in to the... Okay, and then you can move your chair out of the way. We come into our final standing pose. If you feel you need a little bit of help with balance, you're welcome to do it next to a wall, or you could use the top of your chair, so you could keep that handy if you wanted it. Otherwise, we're going to come into our eagle pose as our final pose, and then come down onto the mat. So you can take your hands to your hips. We're going to wrap the left leg around the right. So option 1 is to take it all the way around. Option 2, place the big left toe next to the right foot on the mat. And then make sure that your hips are not wobbly to each side. Make sure they're quite even. Start to bend that bottom knee. Take the arms out to the sides. Right arm underneath the left like we did in the beginning. Swivel them around. And then start to lift the elbows, open up the throat, and then bend that bottom knee a little bit more. And then tuck the belly button in and back. And maybe it's a slight fold forward like we did earlier. So eagle pose, Garudasana, almost like you're spreading your wings out of your shoulder blades. If you need help with balance, you're welcome to take one hand or even the tops of the hands onto the chair, or you could just take one hand to the wall and just work on the legs. Good, and then slowly start to unravel. Keep the legs as they are. Squeeze the elbows towards the rib cage, spread into the heart, and then release. Roll the shoulders, release the legs. Good, shake it out. Last one. So wrapping that right leg either all the way around the left, or you can place the big right toe next to the left, hands to hips. Make sure the hips don't knock to the sides. Make sure they're even. Bending that bottom leg, sweep the arms out to the sides. Left arm underneath the right, swivel them around, lift the elbows, open up the throat, tuck the belly button in, and just take a slight fold. Keeping it controlled, keeping your eyes open. Spreading the shoulder blades apart. Breathing. Good. Slowly come back. Unravel. Squeeze elbows towards the rib cage. Spread the hands. Relax the arms. Roll the shoulders. And unravel. Beautiful. Shake it all the way out. All right. And then we come down onto the mat. So this is where you can use some props if you have them. If not, please don't worry. So you can just come down in any way, shape, or form. Make sure that you're comfortable. If you want to grab a pillow or anything as well, you're most welcome to do so. So we're going to come down into what I call a block release. So this is a lovely way just to equalize the spine and the lower back, especially after we've been doing twists and turns. So I've got a lovely block here. If you don't want to use your block, as I said, you could also use a rolled up towel or a book. A book will work perfectly. Try and find a nice thick book. All right, then you're going to roll yourself down onto the mat. Tuck the chin in towards the chest. Make sure the spine feels relatively straight. Spread apart the shoulder blades. And then bend the knees, press the feet in towards the pelvis. So we'll start with a bridge pose just to prepare for the block. So you're going to tuck the pelvis up and then start to roll your spine, peel it off the mat as you lift up. So squeeze into the bottom a little bit here. Palms can stay down onto the mat. Lovely deep stretch into the back of the neck. And then roll yourself down. Good, and then we'll do one more. Keep your block handy or your rolled up towel or your book. And then you're going to roll yourself up again. So just take it up as high as you feel comfortable. Squeeze into the bottom. Take your block. Stage 1, the block is going to go lengthways on the lowest setting underneath your sacrum, so the bony plate just above the tailbone. Stage 2, it will come up onto the second setting. Stage 3, if you've got a yoga block and you want to go full setting, you'll take it on the highest setting. So for this session, for today, we'll take it on the first or second. So you'll place it underneath the sacrum. If you're going on the second, you'll place it up a little bit higher. If you're using books, you could take 2 books, or you could use a book and a towel. Making sure that your sacrum is completely grounded, and then taking the arms out to the sides, palms face up. Good. And then we do exactly what we did when we were standing, but now draining the legs. So we'll take the left leg up first, bend it, squeeze it in, take it up towards the ceiling, and then point and flex. And then roll. One deep roll to one side, one deep roll to the other side. And then bend that left knee up and down. Good. And then place the left foot back down. Right knee bends, take it back, take the right leg up towards the ceiling, point and flex. Good, and then roll the ankle, nice deep wide roll, and change direction. And then bend the knee up and down. Good, place the right foot back down. Stay here if that's enough for a few breaths, or you could start to walk your heels to the front corners of the mat. Take the arms above your head, just bending the elbows, flexing the feet, so make sure the toes are facing up, the heels are facing down. And just feel this beautiful stretch as it opens up here into the hip flexors, as it stretches into the tummy. Full release. Good, and then slide the heels all the way back in. You can start to bring the arms all the way back down. Squeeze into the bottom, lift yourself up into bridge pose, and then just move the block out of the way. Slowly, slowly roll the spine all the way down. Good, stay down, keep the arms open. We knock the knees or flop the knees over to the left. So just keep the torso and everything else where it is. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you could take the left foot, hook it over the right knee, and just allow it to finally pull into the colon, the ascending line of the colon. The hips stretch into the tummy. Good, release. Come back towards the center, flop the knees over to the right. And then if you want to go a little bit deeper here, take the right foot over the left knee and just take it that little bit further. Good, and then release, come all the way back towards the center and just squeeze the knees into your chest, hip rolls. We're just going to take the hands to the tops of the kneecaps, relax your feet completely, and we're just taking nice big circles with both knees. So it's like you're moving them away from each other. And we'll just take about 3 or 4 rolls here, unless you'd like to stay in your own space and do a couple more. And then changing direction, moving the other way. So nice deep, wide hip rolls to lubricate the hips. Good. And then releasing. So you can just start to release one leg at a time. If you don't like to lie with your legs down, you can bend the knees as well, just flopping the feet out to the sides, taking the arms out to the sides, and now giving yourself a complete relaxation for a good 5 to 10 minutes at least in your own space. Just letting your body process all of the stretches, process all of the movements. Just allow yourself to have some you time, some quiet time, and some time to be completely still. And this is where I'll leave you for today's practice, to enjoy some relaxation in your own space. So I'll close the session for us consciously here and now. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me today.